Good morning, kids. Here we are again with a new chapter that is Forms of Government. Okay, this is the third chapter of Social and Political Life, that is civics. And according to the syllabus, this is the very first chapter, which is very important from the viewpoint of your exam. Okay, so let us start the chapter with a very beautiful thought, that is, knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. With this beautiful thought, let us move toward the chapter. Let us discuss the topics, the content first, which we are going to discuss. Okay, this chapter will be divided into certain parts, and this is the very first video of this chapter. The topics which we are going to discuss are government, definition, functions and organs, forms of government, definition, basis of classification of the government, democracy and authoritarianism, parliamentary and presidential government, unitary and federal government, and constitutions, that is written and unwritten, rigid and flexible, and the last one is franchise. Okay, so we'll be starting from the very first topic, that is government. But before starting the topic government, we must have an idea of actually how a society runs, or what is the importance of a society. Okay, as a society, we have always flourished when we live together in communities, and a country is nothing but one giant community, and like every community, it must be governed, isn't it? Because a country is like every community, a giant community, it must be governed. Every now and then in social media or newspapers, you may have come across news about a new bill or a new policy update. In recent times, must have heard about GST, demonetization, NRC, CAA. Okay, that rollout, these rollout took over the country with a storm. More often than not, conversations always revolve around politics, isn't it? What went right or what went wrong? Sometimes it's about a fuel hike, and sometimes it's about the general law and order or social welfare. All in all these topics or conversations revolve around the government, isn't it? Whatever the topic it is. Now, we guys are suffering from a very pandemic disease. We guys are facing it, corona, and government has decided to issue, or as you have heard from the news, that we are in complete lockdown, isn't it? So we people used to think you must have heard the views of your parents or your siblings or anyone else in your neighborhood about what went right or what went wrong. Is the lockdown correct decision or not? What the hell is government doing for us? Every single question going around is somehow revolves around this term government. So with this term government, we first have to understand what is government, isn't it? What is government around which everything is revolving? Let us see what is government. A government is an institution or a political system. Okay, a government is an institution or a political system made up of group of people that takes care or manages a country or a state, isn't it? You can see, as we have in every state there are the state governments as well and there is a central government as well which is running from a capital. So what is a government? A government is a political system by which a country or a state is administered, that is run. Okay, and as we know that the government must have certain functions as well, isn't it? If there is a government, what are the functions? What the government has to do for us? The government build the infrastructure of the country. The government build the infrastructure of the country. Here we have got a term which is infrastructure. So you must be wondering what is the term infrastructure. So infrastructure is the basic systems and services that are necessary for a country or an organization. For example, buildings, transport, water and power supplies. These are the examples of infrastructures. These are very necessary for our country, isn't it? The second one is look after the welfare of the people. Okay, the second function of the government is to look after the welfare of the people. As you can see, that government always used to launch certain programs like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Pradhan Mantri Jal Yojana, Kisan Yojana, okay, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, uh, like these many more examples are there which are somehow these programs are related to the welfare of the people. Even like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, all these things somehow are for the welfare of the people. The third function, maintain law and order in the country. It is very important. The third function is very important. The government maintains law and order in the country. In order to maintain or in order for a country to operate efficiently, law and order must be in place. Without law and order, people will do what they want, when they want to do it. This type of behavior usually causes lots of confusion within the country. To ensure that this does not happen, government in the country has to find means and ways and measures as to ensure that law and order is maintained in a country. The first thing the government does to maintain law and order is to put those laws in place. There are numerous activities that can occur on daily basis that impact the laws that are in place. And one way of ensuring that those laws are obeyed once they have been put in place is to ensure that people are educated about the laws that are put in place and what the consequences are if the law is broken by them. Okay, so it is very important for the people of a country, for the citizens of the country to understand that why the law has been put and what are the consequences if they are going to break it, isn't it? People tend to do things, especially illegal things, if they feel that nobody is watching them. Okay, take our examples as well in our daily life also. Whatever means, if our mother hides something from us, like whatever food stuff, or and if we sneak out and search for that food and eat it without asking for a permission from our parents, that is also illegal, isn't it? So that is why it is very necessary to maintain law and order in a country as well. In the same manner, like at home, our mothers put certain restrictions that the snacks are to be taken by evening only, in the evening only. In the morning, you have to take breakfast. In the afternoon, you have to take lunch. In evening, you have to take snacks and whatever there is, isn't it? So it is very necessary to follow these things. If we will not follow these certain rules, what will happen? We will have to face the consequences. The same way, the government maintains law and order in a country so that people may not suffer. So these are the three functions of the government which we have discussed. Now, if these are the functions, when we talk about the forms of government, we have understood the functions, but the functions of the government are carried out through certain organs also. Okay, we need organs also. A single body cannot do all these things, isn't it? If you see at home, we have people for every different jobs, isn't it? Grandfather is there to take care of kids, grandmother is there to take care of kids, daddy is there, father is there to manage all the works outside the house, that is bringing vegetables or whatever it is, and the duty of the mother to take care of kids as well as for preparing meals for the kids or the other members in the family. So as in a family we have members to having certain jobs, so as for performing these functions we need organs as well, and for this we have three organs of government. That is, as you can see from the slide, the three organs of the government are the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Okay, the legislature is the law making body. Okay, the organ which makes law. The executive, the duty of the executive is to implement laws made by the legislature. Okay, what is the duty of the executive? The duty of the executive is to implement laws made by the legislature. And the third one is the judiciary. Okay, the judiciary is very important, as you have heard about the courts. Okay, the judiciary sees that the laws are carried out in a well-mannered way. Okay. Okay, let us come again. The legislature, the law-making body. Okay, it also elects president and vice president. We'll be dealing about these topics and further chapters. Okay, or you'll be learning about these topics in your next class. Okay. So legislature, we must know the basic only. The legislature is the law making body. Okay. The executive executes the law made by the legislature, and the judiciary explains, interprets laws and gives punishment to lawbreakers. Those who breaks law, the judiciary gives punishment to them, and the judiciary also explains and interprets the law. Moving on, if we have a government, so we must have forms of government, isn't it? Have you ever seen that there is only a democratic government in a country, or in one country or another country? In every single country there is democratic government. Have you ever heard? We'll be dealing about types of government as well. Okay. So, form of government, every country has their own rules and regulations, and for that there is a government over there. Okay, and it may be a democratic government, it may be a federal government, it may be a unitary government, it may be a parliamentary government, it may be a presidential government, or an authoritarian government or monarchical government, anything. Okay, so there are certain forms of government as well. So as you can see here, from the very first definition we have a system by which a state or country is governed is a form of government. Okay, a form of government is a system by which a state or country is governed, and there must be something which forms the basis, isn't it? Basis means foundation. So the constitution is there. Okay, the constitution forms the basis on which a country or a state shall be governed. If there will be no constitution, there will be certain consequences which will not go in favor of the citizens of the country. So it is very necessary to have a constitution, because if okay, the constitution is very important. Why? Because it protects individual freedom, and it places the government's power in the hands of the citizens. Okay, it limits the power of the government and establishes a system of checks and balances. The primary function of the constitution is to lay out the basic structure of the government according to which the people are to be governed. The constitution of a country not only defines the powers allotted to each of the three main organs, that is the executive, the legislature and the judiciary, but it also significantly makes a clear demarcation of responsibilities. Okay, the responsibilities have been divided and assigned to each of them, as you have heard in the very previous slide, that there are certain responsibilities of each organs. The legislature is the law making body only. The executive implements those laws, and the judiciary, it interprets and punishes those who breaks the law. Okay, that is why constitution is very important. And governments are classified on the basis of objectives, policies, the way power is exercised, and the nature of the constitution. Okay, these things are very important. These are the factors on which governments are classified. First factor is objectives. Okay, objectives, when it comes to objectives, it means, okay, objectives mean something that the government tries to achieve, okay, for the welfare of the citizens of the country. And the second one is the way power is exercised. Okay, the way they exercise their powers, they use their powers. Okay, and the last one, the nature of the constitution. We'll be dealing about constitution as well, that a constitution is also classified and is of different types, like written, unwritten, rigid and flexible. So the nature of the constitution is also important factor on which the governments are classified. Moving on to, we are going to study about certain types of government we are having. Okay, as you can see from the slide, we are going to study about these types of government, and we'll be learning about these governments. Okay, democracy and authoritarianism, parliamentary and presidential, unitary and federal. Okay, we'll be learning by with the help of the differences these types of governments are having. Okay, the types of government are democracy and authoritarianism, parliamentary and presidential, unitary and federal. Let us see the very first types of government, that is what is a democratic government and what is authoritarianism, or what is authoritarian government. Okay, let us move on to the next slide. So as you can see here, that a democratic and authoritarian government is classified on the basis of answerability to the people. Okay, the democratic and authoritarian government is classified on the basis of answerability to people. Let us deal with the democratic government. The term democracy, it is derived from two Greek words, demos and kratos. Okay, demos and kratos, which together mean authority of people. Okay, what does demos and kratos means? Authority of people. Demos means the citizens living within a particular city or state. Okay, and kratos means power or rule, and that is why together it means authority of people. This form of government tries to create conditions where all individuals enjoy freedom of action and speech. Okay, the most direct form of popular participation in a democratic government is adult franchise. What is adult franchise? Adult franchise means that all adults have the right to vote, to elect a representative and to form a government. Okay, universal adult franchise means adults having the right to vote, to elect a representative and to form a government. The people control the organization and the functioning of the government. Okay, the people control the organization and the functioning of the government. Citizens are allowed to raise any questions about political institutions and their methods of functioning. Isn't it? Don't you think that we citizens have a right to raise questions? Through news channels or newspapers or magazines, we have always been through these type of situations when certain group of people question the functioning of the government or whatever steps taken by these political institutions. So the important role of this democratic government is the individual rights and liberty. Each one of us has our individual rights and liberty, freedom. Okay, that is why these two play a very important role, okay, in a democratic government. Moving on to the next one, that is authoritarian government. As you can see in this slide, I have again repeated that a democratic and authoritarian government is classified on the basis of answerability to people. Okay, the word authoritarian means absolute obedience to authority. Okay, authoritarianism means absolute obedience to the authority. Authoritarianism is a form of government characterized by strong central power and limited political freedoms. As you can see, in democracy we have political freedoms, but in authoritarianism there are limited political freedoms. Okay, and it may either be autocratic or oligarchic. We'll be discussing about these two terms also, autocratic or oligarchic. Autocratic means a system of government by which an autocrat or a single person or party, okay, possesses supreme power. A single person or a party, like you can see from example China, okay, a single person or a party, or you can see North Korea, okay, North Korea, you can see Kim Jong Kim. He is the single person who is ruling that particular country, okay, with limited democratic whatever the freedom is. And oligarchic means, oligarchic is a form of power structure in which power rests with a small number of people. Power rests with the small number of people. As we have seen that democracy, in democratic government, the people have the power, the citizens have the power, but here the power lies within a single person or a single group, okay. There all the decisions, here all the decision making in the government is controlled by a small group of people, a particular social class or a strong political party. But in a democratic government, the decision making in the government is not controlled by a small group of people, okay. We citizens have the right to question the functioning of the government, and whatever steps the government has taken for the welfare of the citizens, we have the right to question there. But here citizens are not allowed to raise any questions about the methods of functioning of the government or the political institutions. There individual rights and liberty play an important role. Here authority, obedience and order play an important role, okay. There in democratic government, individual rights and liberty play an important role. Here in authoritarian government, authority, obedience and order play an important role, okay. In India, as you have seen, that it is the largest democracy of the world, governed by a democratic government, isn't it? The government which is of the people, for the people and by the people. The people of India have the power to govern their country through their elected representatives who take decisions on behalf of the people, make laws in the interest of the people and work for their welfare. But in an authoritarian government like North Korea, China, you have seen that in North Korea, Kim Jong Kim, that is the Kim dynasty, okay, and the Korean Workers Party have been ruling that particular country since 1947, okay. So these, we are going to sum up the topic today with these two topics only. Sorry, as we have discussed a lot of the topic, but these two types of government only, and we'll be discussing about some exercise questions as well in this particular video. Then we'll be completing the video today and ending it all. So these are the notes which I have already uploaded, okay. As you can see from here, I have already uploaded the topics also, which I have not discussed in the slide, okay, but we'll discuss it in the next video. Do copy down these notes till then, and let us discuss the time to learn. The very first question, choose the correct answers. The government is a system which governs the organizations of society, United Nations, country or legislature. So it is the country. The government is a system which governs the organizations of the country. The word democracy is derived from two Greek terms, and they are, as we have already discussed, demos and kratos. Demos means citizens living in that particular country, and kratos means authority, power or rule. The most direct form of popular participation in form of government is, as we have already discussed, universal adult franchise, So adult franchise, a system in which all adults have the right to vote, to choose an representative and to form a government. The presidential system, we have not discussed it, okay? So we'll be doing it also. Do write it, no issues. The presidential system of government is characterized by separations of power. Whatever we have not discussed, we'll be discussing it soon, okay? So here are the notes as well and the questions related to these questions are somehow they are you can see these questions and you can answer them all because the notes which I have uploaded, the answers are somehow in those particular notes only, okay? And as you can see that I have given the answers to these questions also, so it will not be difficult for you to do these questions, and you'll be revising by doing these questions, you'll be revising them sooner or later, okay? And will help you in learning these questions, okay? So with these, today I end my video and have a nice day, okay? And do stay at home, be safe and do study, okay? Because studying is the only way to enjoy the whole day, isn't it? So study well and try to learn because you have lots of time for the exams. Now you are having a lot of time to learn these things, okay? You cannot make any excuses to the teachers as well that we were continuously in tuitions or somewhere else, we didn't get the time to learn. So you have the whole day with you. Do utilize this day judiciously because only utilizing the day will help you out, okay? So all the best and moving on to the end of the session. Have a nice day.